What's up, guys? This is GP Hero. Um, well, for starters, for those of y'all who may have already subscribed, this video is going to be on two different channels. It's going to be on the main channel that you've been seeing on with me and Mia, and my regular GP Hero page also. Um, if y'all are wondering what my shirt's about, I'll get to that in a minute. It's going to be on the Jamelia page, which is the channel that involves me and Mia, as well as my GP Hero page, which of course I can have my own channel. All right, so let's get to what this video is about. What's up, guys? This is GP Hero, and today was December the 14th, 2019. And for those of y'all who don't know what day that is, that's a very emotional day for me every year. And I'm doing everything I can not to cry in this video, because honestly I think I did pretty good today. Because this is literally this is probably the hardest day of my life hardest day of the year for me every year. And now that you can see this shirt, it's probably backwards on y'all's end, but that's okay. It just happens that way. It may not be, but it involves someone that that I lost in the family 3 years ago, the same date in 2016. For my cousin Mariah. For those of y'all who don't know who she was, as I just mentioned, she was a cousin of mine. She was a cancer victim, and the first one that I can remember in my family. When she was 13 years old, she was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. And then we put her through all kinds of treatments for the last 9 months of her life to try to make sure those 9 months would not have been her last ones of her life, so she could still have a life to live. She was 13 years old, and it all started with everyone thinking it was a flu. And then they're like, okay, but it all seemed suspicious, so they took her to the doctor anyway. And the doctor just said it was the flu. This is just what I've heard. But then all of a sudden she began losing her speech, or wasn't able to speak very properly, and then she all of a sudden lost her ability to walk. And right then's when they knew something was wrong. And none of us know, I don't think any of us will ever know, how late they were catching it, because by the time she had it, it was already starting to take effect on her. And we put her through 9 months of treatment, all the way up until we found out that treatments had to be stopped completely because of how bad the cancer was getting. Because it went from doing okay, it was in spurts, if I need to put it that way. She was only going to be around for a couple more weeks and was going to be placed in an inpatient hospice facility as things got near. Well, as time went by, as we all were preparing for her death to happen, very hard one too. The 14th came, and she was sent to an inpatient hospice facility that night, or that morning. She was sent there that morning, and she passed that night. A lot of people have told me that that over the years that I've gotten better. I don't feel it, but see, as a person, we're not going to see that ourselves, and that's okay. We're not meant to always see that stuff. But I was told that a year after it happened, I still wasn't able to fully talk about it. And I have my days still. That's a hard thing to get over. And I don't care what anyone has to say or think towards towards my opinion about it. That will always be the hardest thing that I have ever faced in my entire life. Um, I mean, she was 14 years old. How can you get over something like that? You can't. Losing a child is hard. Even though she wasn't my kid, she was my cousin, and the one thing, well, the two things that I do regret is that I wasn't very close to her, and that I also didn't really get to spend much time with her, before she passed. Like, when all this was happening. I mean, I saw her when I was younger. I remember when she was a baby. But, like, I didn't really get to spend much time with her when she was sick, and I wanted to, but it just didn't happen. I don't know why, it just didn't. And I will forever regret that. But I guess maybe I've made some progress, because even after a year of her being gone, I wasn't even able to talk about that. And now I'm able to. A lot of people say that with time, things can get better. That's a right and wrong thing. I wouldn't say that it gets better with time. The way I look at it is you learn how to deal with it better as time goes on. That's the real truth. And one thing that I can definitely say from all this, from it happening, is that I do not at all, I don't, even in the least bit, wish that upon anybody, because that's not fair. No parent or child should ever have to go through that. Especially if actually there's not even one especially about it. Nobody should ever have to go through that. Cancer is a bad thing. And it's good when people do survive it, and it sucks when they don't. But at the same time, it can be a good thing, because then they're not suffering anymore. The thing that's sad about it, though, also, it just hits me the most, though, because of how young she was. And I will go ahead and be honest with y'all. No human alive knows what that feels like unless they've been through it, okay? Losing a child is harder than losing a relative that's older, okay? That is harder. I don't care what anyone says. It's harder, okay? It is. I mean, I do know everybody goes through it in their life. They're going to lose a loved one. Okay? I do know that. That is life. It happens. But losing a child is hard. Like, even at the funeral, you can surround yourself with people that love you and care about you so much. Like, you got all the support you need. It's still not going to help. It's still not going to make you feel better. It might help you take your mind off things, but it ain't going to make you feel better. And the reason that is because, like I just said, once again, losing the child's hard. And I would never, not one person I don't even care if they're my worst enemy. I don't wish cancer upon anybody. I don't even wish anything like what me and my family went through with that. I don't wish that upon anybody. That was horrible. And there's a lot more to it than I could explain, but I'm just too exhausted to even talk about it. But all I can say is, it's thanks to Mia that today was better. She helped me take my mind off things today. And if it weren't for her, I probably would have been laying in bed depressed all day. And I've always been taught that's not a good thing. And that's a hard thing to sometimes come by. But we just always have to make the best of it. That's all we can do. It's literally the only thing we can do. So, I'm in this video. Me and Mia will catch you next time. Rest easy, Mariah. It's hard to believe you've been gone for 3 years, but we know you're up there dancing and celebrating and not in any pain anymore. So, I love you, cousin, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.